Hello everyone, Dovalt here, welcome back to the channel, and another review, this time with something completely new to the channel, with Metal Cardbot S Blastrain. Almost forgot his name for a second there. This is a Korean toy line, based off the animated series of the same name, which is basically their take on Transformers meets Digimon, from what I've seen, in the way things work. But anyway, so before we take a look at the figure, which I have off to the side here, we are going to take a quick look at the packaging, because this is a big boy. So, we have our cool, hyper-stylized, action-packed front box art here, and yes, the vehicle modes do have eyes. I think it's weird, but it's a stylized choice. But it still looks freaking cool. Then you have some product shots of what you can do with some of the accessories in robot mode. You have some more product shots on the box, as well as some of the gimmicks, and a little sneak peek at the modes he gets. And some more cool stylized product shots. Alright. Now that's all for the packaging. As for what you get in it, you get the main figure in his vehicle mode, Glorious, as well as two identical train cars. Here's the other one. They are identical. And you also get his metal card, which are kind of like upgrades in the show. And these are accessories for the large combined mode, and it comes with a little card showing off the figure's art from the show, as well as their icon on the back. I believe this is one of the villains or the anti-heroes. I'm not entirely sure. I don't speak Korean, so I've only seen some of the scenes from the show from the trailers I watched of this figure before I decided to get it. Anyway, let's look at the figure in his vehicle mode first. So, you have your core figure here, with amazing detailing all over the figure in a nice glossy black. And one of the reasons I picked up this toy line was because the way the toys felt and looked, they felt like the toys I used to collect as a kid. Or when I was young. I don't know if I can say that word on YouTube. Anyway, screw it. So you got some nice gold detail here on the front, on the cow catcher here as well. All of this will transfer over to the robot mode. You got some nice rolling wheels, nice engine detail on the back with some intakes, lots of chrome gold. You can definitely see the feet back here, but this will be covered up when the train is all combined up. And then for the trailers, they even went and modeled the doors on it, and they even molded a fake combination hinge on the other side for the combined mode, just to keep the vehicle symmetrical. That's kind of an interesting touch. You even have the coupler here, which will form part of the combined mode later, and this is all on rolling wheels as well. Now, to combine these, you have multiple ways you can do it. You have these little train connections here that can either be female or male if you want, and the ones on the connector ends are always female. But what you do is you just take the hook here, which will also form his weapon later. Sorry, I have an allergy cough, so you might hear me clear my throat a lot. So they just snap on there. Do the same thing for the other end. Just combine it, and look at that. It also rolls nice and smoothly. The train does articulate, and with these heel hinges, they can articulate even more. Yeah, that is Blastrain in his awesome vehicle mode, and doesn't that just look glorious? Now, fun things about this figure, or this line, is that every figure in this line transforms in some different way. For example, this one is a core vehicle that turns into its own robot that then combines with the rest to form a bigger robot. The next one I will be reviewing is 3 vehicles that combine to make 1 robot. And then the next one I will be reviewing is a core vehicle that combines with its trailer to form 1 robot. And there's some other ones that do interesting things, like there's 2 robots that turn into their own vehicles that also combine. So they all seem to work very differently from each other. Now, without further ado, let's get into our main figure here. Future Dovault here. I realized I forgot to do the size comparison for the vehicle mode before we got into transformation. So real quick, I did measure this guy, and he is, I believe, 22 inches long by himself, so literally just short of 2 feet long. So, compared to a Voyager class, he is pretty small. I mean, pretty large. The Voyager class is kind of small. Here he is next to a leader class in vehicle mode. So here he is next to a leader class. So he is about commander class, really. At least each cart is. So considering how much this guy costs, which I will mention towards the end of the video, that's a lot of toy. That's a lot of toy. But anyway, guys, let us get back to our regular scheduled program with the transformation. See you there. So, let's get into transformation, shall we? So, I love how simple this transformation is. It is great. So, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to remove the hitch, which is just pegged in with these 2 notches on either side, on the inside of these. So you'll flip those up, angle out the toes just a little bit, and then you'll just grab this back section and move it down once, and that will free up everything. So all you do here is detach these down the middle and swing them forward. Accidentally did 1 step ahead of time. Then unpeg the sides and fold them away. Same thing on the other side. Boom. Then you can go ahead and finish hinging these down. Hinging this hinge back up to form the feet. Then you'll rotate the waist, bring it down. Then you come to the back here, split what will become the coattails, flip those down, and spread your legs. Now, I did forget to fold up this crotch piece. It is supposed to be folded up like that in vehicle mode, but it didn't affect clearance at all whatsoever. You can also angle these back if you want. Then for the arms, you'll just swing them out, pop them all the way up to separate the shoulder. You'll slide up this panel, and there you got your bend. Same thing on the other side. Swing it forward, move it all the way up, move this lower part down, and push up the arm panel. Give it a bend, and then the final step is you'll push down the driver section, the cab or whatever you call, of the conductor's quarters. Pop it down, and that'll free up the head, which you can then pull up, and he's got his little conductor hat and everything. Anyway, let me get this guy all ready to go. Alright, well, here we have Blastrain in his conductor mode. And this guy is amazingly detailed. So come in, got lots of that chrome gold, as well as that standard metallic mate gold. Really cool head sculpt with a white mask, green eyes, and a really nice conductor's emblem there. He does have the white conductor gloves with some interesting detailing here, and some more detailing on the inside of the arm with that gold. Nice black, gold, and gray detailing. I do wish that this was a metallic gray, but it is still rather glossy. And then on the back, he does have a big old back. It's not quite a backpack, actually. I don't know what to call this. It's weird. But anyway, and then he's got the little coattails back here with some thruster details on the back of his legs. And yeah, this guy looked great. Now, for articulation, he does have a full 360 at the shoulder. His arm can move all the way up that far, or even further if you flip the arm up. He does have a bicep swivel, a full wrist rotation. Actually, I think it only goes 90 degrees that way, which is fair. He has a double hinged elbow, so he can bend all the way. He also does have a fully functioning ab crunch, which is awesome, as well as a full 360 on the head, and a hinge to look up and down a little bit. His shoulders are also articulated, so you can move those up and down however you wish. In addition to that ab crunch, he does have a waist rotation. It's not often you get a waist rotation and a swivel on a figure like this, especially not a third-party figure meant for a younger audience. He has a thigh swivel. His legs can go all the way out, so he can do a beautiful spread. His legs can go over 90 degrees forward, and if you move the skirt out of the way, and his secondary skirt out of the way, he can go back to just about 90. His knees have a nice clicky ratchet joint. In fact, everything on this figure has a ratchet joint. And he can go to 90. These leg skirts can rotate and lift up. He does have a backwards ankle tilt there, a slight toe tilt there and there, as well as an ankle tilt forward in 2 places, and he has a rotation as well. So he is a super posable guy. Alright, so now that we got him in a nice little dynamic pose, he does have one accessory for this mode. So the train connection earlier actually folds out, you then fold down the hitch itself, and then you pop out this handle on the back, and you have his blaster. Done in a glossy black, a glossy red with some silver detailing, and a nice silver like railgun style barrel, if my camera will focus. There we go. And I believe it does use a standard 5mm port, although it is square 5mm port, but it does slide right into his hand, and he can hold it quite nicely, so he can do the whole pew pew bang bang thing. Now, that is just one mode this guy has. He has one more official mode and a fan mode, but I might not cover the fan mode. But to get him into his combined mode, that is where the train cars come in. So we're going to start with them first and then do the core figure. So what you'll do is you'll bring these guys out, which I should point out the details on here as well. Give you another look at those real quick. But what you do is you pull these apart, and when you do, they'll partially transform for you. What you do is you pull these apart, take a little bit of force, and this time it actually didn't pop out for me automatically, but you can pull this in, pull that out, and this will collapse down. You can then get your nail in here, pop out the front toe, flip out this hitch to make the heel, and there you have a lower leg already done. Now on one of these, you have storage for the combined mode helmet, but in combined mode, if you don't want him wielding his little handheld blaster, you can store it in here. Now I'll do the same thing for the other side to get the other leg. This one pulled out automatically for me. Push that in, flip out the toe, and the heel, and there's another leg done. Now this one contains the helmet for the combined mode, and this one has its own little gimmick, because in addition to being a helmet, it is a drone with its own little cockpit in there with little eyes. Focus, camera. There we go. Just a little guy, a little drone. But this will be his helmet in combined mode. Now for the arms, you'll take the other half of the cars, and what you'll do is you'll flip out the arm, rotate it around, and then you can flip the hitch down so that it's pointing down like this. Then what you're going to do is you're going to slide this red section backwards, and it's going to pop out those thrusters. Then you will take the cannon and pull it forward. And there is one arm done. Then you'll open out the hand here and flip it out. And then you got his big old white conductor fists. And that is one arm done. Now you'll do the same thing on the other side. Real quick, while I was doing this arm off camera, I discovered something kind of cool. If you push this red part back, it auto-ejects the arm. Neat. All right. Now that we have the legs and the arms all ready to go, to get the rest of the figure done, what we're going to do is we're going to come to our main guy here. You're just going to remove his blaster. And you're going to start to put away the arms, but not all the way. So what you're going to do is you're going to pull this back down. Do the same thing on that other side. Then what we're going to do is instead of folding away the arms completely, what we're going to do is we're going to come around to this side. You're going to push the entire front of this train forward. It's going to slide back super easily. Then you're going to rotate the arms this way, and you're going to fold them up to where this slot here goes onto this tab. Kind of hard to see with how glossy it is, but there's a little tab right there. And you're going to line those up and tab it in. Give it a nice good push. Then fold this down. Do the same thing on the other side. All right, and once you got that done, you can go ahead and turn around the head. And this is going to be the new front of the body. You're going to flip out the wheels and spread this out to form the front. Rotate the body around. And you don't have to, but you're supposed to flip this up to lock the waist in place. But I don't like to sacrifice the rotation, so I keep it down as a butt flap. Now for the legs, this is really cool how this works. All you're going to do is you're going to fold the ankle forward at the bottom joint, and those are going to be your new knee pads. Do the same thing on this side. And then this cool little step, there's a little button on the inside of the leg. You press that and the whole leg slides up and locks into place. Same thing on this side. Press, slide up, and boom. You have the torso ready to go. So to get this all combined, all you gotta do is take the leg, and you want to make sure you have this notch here on the outside, because it's going to slide over this. And this is just going to slide in nice and simple. Doesn't lock into place, but it is a very firm connection. It is not going to fall off. It's held in with some really good friction. Same thing on the other side. Bring in this other leg. Get that on there. Now for the upper body. Whoop. He's getting big. You're going to take the arm and make sure, of course, the hand is facing the correct side. And then you have this here, which is just going to slide onto what was the shoulder pad here. Nice sturdy connection. Swing that out. Boom. One side done. Same thing on the other side. Mine got turned around. Boom. And there you have the other arm. And lastly, you're going to bring in his helmet, or his little drone here, and bring it down. Open it up just a little bit so you can slide on his head. And then slide the wings all the way up, like so. I just noticed how much my camera struggles to focus on chrome gold. And you're just going to slide that onto his head and close it up over his ears. And boom! There you have his new head sculpt. And look at that cool detail on that. My camera is not going to want to focus on this at all. There we go. And then he's got this amazing chrome gold on his shoulder cannons. All the vehicle mode details are the same, so nothing has changed here, other than these golden thrusters on the back. Oh, just noticed my camera's getting a little toasty. Gonna have to give my camera just a minute, and then we'll finish this up. Alright, Alright guys, I'm back. Just had to let my stuff cool off. So here we have Blastrain in his full combined glory, and he looks awesome. Now, for articulation, he has pretty much the exact same as he does normally. So he has full 360 at the shoulders, although if you don't grab this bit, it might undo it, but he does have a full 360 on the shoulders. He has a bicep rotation that can move back at the joint there, as well as, whoops. Actually, I thought it could go forward, but I guess it can't. So yeah, it has a bicep rotation. It can go back there and bend to 90 there. He has no wrist rotation, unfortunately. His shoulders can go out about that far. They're those hot rod trigger happy shoulders, but they are not bad at all. His hip skirts can move back and forth. He can lift this up. He can, he can't spread too wide. He can really just spread a very aggressive A pose, but not bad. His knee can bend to 90, which is pretty good. You can articulate his kneecaps back and forth. He does not have an ankle rotation, but he does have a slight tilt, as well as, of course, a toe tilt. And he does have a below-the-knee swivel, which doesn't look too bad. Now, as for thigh swivel, he retains a very small amount from his base robot mode, but not too much. So you're not going to get any crazy poses on this guy. He's very well articulated, but as far as poses go, he's not going to be doing too much too dynamic. Not to mention, with the weight, you wouldn't want to damage the ratchet joints, which he does have many. So, let's get him into a cool pose, and then we'll do some quick size comparisons with some mainline figures and see how that looks. Alright, here we have our guy in a slightly more action-y pose. Now let's compare him to some figures. So, here he is next to one of the primes. So he's a pretty big boy. I believe he's just over a foot and an inch or so. Pretty big guy. Here he is next to a deluxe class. So, boy is he big. Get something a little bigger to compare him to. Here he is next to a leader class. Nexus Prime? Is that the right one? Oh, Onyx Prime. I always get Onyx and Nexus mixed up. But there he is for size comparison. So he is a pretty big guy. Now, I did forget to compare his size with the base robot mode, but he is about Hot Rod Commander class size, so a little bit bigger than a standard leader class, but he's a pretty big boy. Now, as for his accessories, he can still hold his little gun if you want to, but it can also store in that storage compartment I showed you earlier. But he also has his metal card, which what you're gonna do is just remove it from the card like I did earlier, pop these out and splay them, and you got these big old Wolverine claws that he uses in the show. Now, I do wish these would store on the vehicle mode somewhere, but they do not, but that's alright. These are mostly bonus accessories, and they will just tab into a C-clamp connection on the side of the arm. Trying to do this with one hand, not easy. That was like way off, hold on. This guy looks really good on camera, by the way. I think I'll just pop that on there, do the same thing on the other side. And boom, he's got some big old Wolverine claws. And that is a nice little touch. So, yeah, that has been Metal Cardbot S, which I believe is Season 2, Blastrain, and I love this figure. Just the transforming it back and forth with the core robot is so fun and simple, and it reminds me of the figures I collected as a kid. Now, I picked this figure up on Amazon, actually, because these do have official US releases, if you can find them, but they sell out pretty quick. This is also available on eBay. It might be available on Shozy Store, although I am not sure. Price-wise, this whole figure retails for about 80 bucks. So about Commander price, but he is medium Titan size. So it's pretty nice. And man, this pose just looks so cool. Now, I will be reviewing more figures in this line in the coming weeks. I have the two I mentioned, one that is a triple vehicle that comes one robot, as well as the vehicle that combines with his trailer to form one big robot. And I'm looking forward to showing those, and I'm looking forward to what comes out in this line in the future, because this thing is just so cool. But without further ado, that's all I have for today's review. That rhymed. I wish I could do that all the time. Anyway, without further ado, this has been Dovault, and that is all I have for this review for you. So, this... okay, I gotta do this correctly. 3, 2, 1. So, this has been my review of Blastrain, and that is all I have for today, guys. If you enjoyed this, please like, subscribe, hit the bell notification icon to help out the algorithm gods, and to allow you to see when I upload new stuff, because we have more from this line coming up. But if you want to support the channel, of course, do all the algorithm stuff, but also check out my main gaming channel as well. It means a lot. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Sorry for the messy outro. I had to do like 20 takes for some reason. My brain wasn't working. But I will see you in the next review. Dovault out.